Sam.
Okay, it's Tuesday, July 14th, 2020. We'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Born and unborn.
Okay, minutes and reports received and filed.
Okay, we got the June 2020 clerk fees filed and June 2020 sheriff fees filed and the treasurer's reconciliation report filed for June 2020.
Okay, Commissioner liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
HBA board meeting, planning commission meeting. Quarterly reports are due tomorrow, if you're not done already. HBA general membership meeting tomorrow night. Renegades play baseball tomorrow night. We got our Central Bank Government and Advocacy Day Thursday. Finally got that on the right date.
At 1 p.m.
Yes. And then Annie's retirement, 1:30 Friday. And then Renegades are doing a celebrity slow pitch softball tournament, so just make sure we have an ambulance ready for me that night. And then I'll have a baseball game afterwards too, so it should be interesting. 7 o'clock, wanna see me get hurt.
I think the only thing that I have is a Heartland Port Authority Board of Commissioners meeting on Tuesday, 21st at 7:30 a.m. and at the chamber, so that's it.
That was there's a press conference today, right?
Oh, yeah.
At 3 at Rotary
see
Park.
Could be.
We got that late yesterday, but it's, I guess, the governor's signing the, yeah,
signing
so
of
there's
that
a press
legislation.
conference at 3 o'clock today at Rotary Park.
That's the signing of the conveyance then?
No, this is just the press conference. The signing is closed, I think probably because of COVID-19, so.
Okay, so it's kind of an announcement.
And let's see, that's today. Tomorrow I've got bank board meeting. Got the Tri-County Bicentennial meeting at 3:30. Traffic and safety at 8 a.m. Thursday. And Sunday, my articles in the News Tribune. That's all I've got there. Any commission comments? We're gonna move the statement discussion up to number 6 then, because I think that's why everybody is here, so.
No, so I was going to, so I just moved that we submit this as a statement from the commission. I know you guys have looked at it, and so, anyway.
You want to read through it first, or you just
Well,
want to go ahead and?
so I was just
You
hoping
wanna-
to make it a motion to
Okay.
move that we submit this as a statement from the commission in regards to what has come about in the news, so.
Okay, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
In recent days, the Cole County Commission was contacted by the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, and was told of an ongoing investigation that they were conducting. It was made very clear that this investigation was not about the actual ambulance purchase itself, any wrongdoing by the Cole County Commission, and that the Cole County Commission was not the target of the investigation or any county staff. We have and always will do what is best with the taxpayer money. We were told that the target of the investigation was looking into threats made at senior staff of Cole County and also directed towards the Cole County Commission. The threats to staff included loss of employment and the takeover of our EMS service because we refused to buy ambulances from certain places or people using taxpayer money. Ambulances were purchased using a cooperative purchase agreement, which is a common process used throughout the United States, state of Missouri, and other local governments. 2 companies submitted pricing, and Osage Industries was $17,000 more per unit. Our chief of EMS reviewed the proposals and recommended the best product that met specifications, was the best quality, and was $17,000 less per unit. This savings will allow the county to save hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxpayer money over the replacement cycle. This savings allowed the county to purchase needed life-saving equipment such as ventilators and IV pumps for every unit. This equipment will help save lives in Cole County and gives our employees the tools they need to perform a tough job. These threats make a tough job even more stressful and create an atmosphere that is corrupt and financially motivated. The Cole County Commission has been a good steward of your money and has spent your money wisely. We have a chief at EMS that has made great improvements to our service, such as training, protocols, equipment upgrades, and new life-saving equipment. They have been faced with a pandemic and performed above and beyond our expectations. They're in the process of becoming nationally accredited and have become one of the best services in the state. This type of commitment from our EMS staff and chief and our commitment from the Cole County Commission should not be subject to these threats or political pressure. We have and will continue to cooperate completely and honestly with the FBI investigation, and we ask that all Cole County elected officials and Cole County staff do the same. We ask everyone to allow the investigation to continue without interference. We hope that the individuals responsible will be exposed for criminal activity and brought to justice. In the coming days and weeks, we expect those responsible will try to shift the focus, make false statements, and try to blame others for this activity. In closing, we want to reiterate that we are not the target of this investigation, and we have been told that we have done nothing wrong, and we will cooperate fully. We support our decision to buy a high-quality ambulance for $17,000 less per ambulance. We support our EMS chief and his decisions, and we support our EMS staff. We are disappointed that corruption and threats were the result of spending the taxpayers' money wisely. To allow this investigation to continue without interference, we will not take any questions at this time.
I just want to add that, Jeff, in your defense, I know the title here says the ambulance, FBI eyeing ambulance purchases. It's not actually the purchase that's being eyed, but we didn't give you a whole lot to go on yesterday, so, in your defense, so.
Jeff, you got something else?
Nope, I just kind of wanted to, the titling this morning, or the headline was a little misleading. It wasn't about the actual purchase.
Okay. Got that done. We will move on. Bids and contracts. Approval and signing of updated sub-recipient award contracts from SEMA for EMPG funding.
That contract in front of you basically is supplemental. It covers half of mine and my assistant's salary for the year, plus all of our equipment, a lot of purchases that we have to do basically just for emergency management office. Now, you had signed one back in December or January. SEMA has changed it and they've extended it out 6 months, and I can't tell you why because I don't even think they really know why. So what that is, it would be 18 months now rather than just 12 months. But it's all the same.
Okay.
And I would just need your signature on the front.
Okay. I move that we approve and sign the updated sub-recipient award contract from SEMA for EMPG funding.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's 2 copies.
Okay. Discussion and signing a purchase agreement with Huber and Associates for replacement of Cole County Cisco network switches.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Brian.
So this is a cooperative procurement agreement through with Hewer and Associates. We have remaining switches that need to be changed out due to obsolescence and the lack of support. So I would ask that this be approved and signed. And Jill has looked at this.
What's the cost on that?
The cost on it is $22,732.17, and we're replacing, courthouse, first floor, 24-port switch, fifth floor, 24-port switch, jail meeting room, 12-port switch, EMS, 24-port switch, ambulance bay, 12-port switch, and public works, 12-port switch.
Okay.
Is that all?
That's it.
Yep.
Good.
Yep,
I move that we sign the purchase agreement with Huber and Associates.
second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Centurylink sole source advertising approval.
Getting everybody in here today.
I know.
We just need approval to run the sole source ad for CenturyLink. This is to get internet data services, fiber cabling over at the Pringer Family Center.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Move that we sign I move that we approve the CenturyLink sole source advertising.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any unfinished business? Okay, new business accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is Mike, oh, there, okay. Mike said,
You're up, Joe.
yeah, Joe, to present abatement hearing number 202-00600.
Oh, hey, you brought pictures for Jeff.
Bradley and Patricia Jansen, 5109 Scruggs Station Road.
Is Mike out?
Yeah, Mike's, his wife had a bit of a fall yesterday, so he's
Okay.
not able to make it today, helping her out. She's okay, but on the mend. So, the Jansen property, you may recall, has been a subject of problems before with code enforcement. And so this has been going on for years. At this particular situation, it did take a couple months to get them to comply. But they have actually, if you look at the pictures, you'll see that they did a good job of getting their grass cut finally. They had extremely tall weeds, and they also had some vehicle nuisance vehicles in their driveway that were inoperable, busted out windshields or back glass and stuff, and creating an area of concern. And so two of those vehicles have been removed, the two that were the worst inoperable vehicles. And so as far as right now, the last one of those pictures shows there is still a big brush pile in the back that needs to be, they plan on burning to get rid of that brush in the back of their house and in their field behind the house. But other than that, really, there's nothing that needs to be removed or taken care of, and they do have a timeline on that. They had a death in the family, so they're not able to do it right now, but they promised it to be done within a week. But one of the things is to you all have asked before if there's issues that continue, to try to bring them to your attention so that we can get them corrected without having to officially go through the full process. So I just kind of want, it's up to you what is decided, but it appears that they have done a very good job of mowing and weed eating and stuff finally at this particular time. It could be a month or less before it's back to needing to be done again.
So you'll go back if their weeds and stuff grow back up?
Yeah, and typically, it's complaint driven, and so when we get a complaint, we go by. Sometimes when we know of an area, especially if you all told us to follow up on this because we don't want it to backslide, then when we're in that area, we will drive by and take a look. And if it is, we'll usually knock on the door and leave them a hang tag and say, it needs to be corrected. But it's your wishes.
I think persistent offenders, I just assume you do that.
Okay.
So we kind of have to go through the whole process to, do the abatement to get it cleaned up, right?
I think there are some people that are on the is it procurement list that have actually already mowed grass before that we have contact with, and they usually do it for a relatively inexpensive price for just something like this. I mean, if this is done quickly, it won't cost much at all.
Right.
People usually have a pretty reasonable price under, you know, so probably if we actually had to have them charge the administrative costs of $100 that we normally do, that's probably as much as what it would cost to cut this grass. It's not a real big yard.
But if you did that once, so I bet they'd,
Well, and that's kind of why, you know, I
Yeah.
think you all had said last year and possibly before then, but, you know, to try to keep on them to get this done, and you know, if that's what, I mean, basically, we will let you know if we see this property backsliding, and you'll tell us what to do, and if we need to get with Jill or whoever to make sure that we're doing things correctly without any issues, then that's what.
So I guess I mean, are you wanting to have like a standing abatement order that would, you could
Well,
just?
I thought that's what you all had asked for before.
Okay.
I mean, that's up to you. You know, that's what I thought you all had mentioned before. This is definitely a repeat offender, and I know there was discussion previously about repeat offenders, you know, trying to get them pushed into non-compliance because it takes so long and the weeds and stuff. I mean, this did take 2 months to get them to finally take care of things.
2 months, it's gonna be some tall grass.
Yeah, and they were cutting part of the front yard. It was the back that wasn't being touched. It was a jungle. They had to actually buy weed eaters and stuff just to get in there because they couldn't even mow it. It was too tall to mow, so they had to weed eat the whole thing.
I mean, I like the idea of not having to go through the process and having a standing abatement order to deal with repeat offenders, you know, for somebody that we continue to have problems with. So, I mean, I'd be open to that.
And we like seeing you, Joe, but it's, you've got other things you need to do.
It's been pretty busy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it gives them if we let them know up front too, it also says, hey, you know, if you're in non-compliance, we already have the authority to have it done, and so.
We were able to get their phone numbers, both of the resident, the son who resides there
Right.
permanently, and the dad who actually owns the building, owns the property. And so we have, excuse me, we have both of their phone numbers, and we will contact them and try to get them to comply. But if it's, you know, 2 weeks after it's out of compliance, you know, we'd be fine with, if you wish to go ahead and have it abated and send them the bill.
So you're gonna go back to them in 2 weeks if it's not in compliance, and then you're gonna tell them we're coming in and cut the grass in 3 days or a week, or?
Well, I mean, you know, again, it's up to you. I'm not sure, when you all had mentioned this previously, exactly what the parameters were. I mean, you know, we don't do anything without checking with you guys to make sure that you and Jill or whoever are all comfortable with the decisions that we're, you know, suggesting. Again, we will first contact, we always try to get compliance first. And so we will definitely try to phone and call the homeowner and the resident that's there. If it gets out of compliance, which is, you know, basically when it gets a foot tall, we, you know, or when we get phone calls, that's when, that's when we want to try to make sure that the grass is cut and weeds are cut and stuff. And if it gets out of control, you know, we would prefer not to have to wait another 2 months.
I think if you call them and tell them, you know, they're not in compliance, and we tell them we're gonna give them a week. And if it's not done within that week, then we do it, and, you know, I mean,
But that's what you wanna do, is be able to come up, not have to come up here,
yeah,
just call them
yeah,
and say.
it's just call them and say you've got a week to cut it.
So you
And
got-
unless we have a monsoon or something like that where you can't get out and cut it, it gives them a week to do it. And then we'll just send somebody in and
So
send them the bill.
Talk through some of the issues with that. I mean, because I know in past that you haven't been able to get a hold of the property owner, or you've had to leave hang tags on the door and you get no response. And so, I mean, there is no contact. I mean, it's, you know, whether they ignore us or we don't know where the
They have
property
been
owner
answering
is.
their phone now. I
Right.
mean, we do have good phone numbers, and they have been answering and respectful. Now, they don't always answer the door. Sometimes when I've knocked, they don't answer the door, but typically they have answered phone calls.
But that's this individual. I mean, we've had other instances and
Oh,
other
absolutely.
places that, you know, similar problems with tall grass and trash and junk and cars and, you know, and some of those people have been repeat violations too. And so, you know, what's the process to handle all those things?
And if we need to come back each time, I mean, that's okay. We're just trying to, I know Mike and I have talked about this before, because we're, you know, just wanted a more clear definition of how you want us to handle situations like that, if they do backslide.
I'd say if you get another complaint, we leave it on there that we can call them, and it's still basically in the abatement process. So tell them they got a week to fix it. That's just me, I'm just one.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what,
I mean, I'm good with that, but I mean, is that, so we just leave the abatement process on this property and it just goes for, I mean, it could go forever, or, I'm just asking. I don't know what that looks like, so.
Well, if you've got a standing abatement order on the property, that's what I would do, and maybe set parameters
Sure.
as far as, I mean, mowing the grass is not quite like some of these really expensive actions that you have
Right.
to take.
So it sounds like that's a good solution, to just kind of leave the abatement order on the property and be able to address it as, gives you a little more, maybe.
I agree. I mean, I
Bite
think
up
that's a
front.
good resolution, because that way this one, you know, this particular property has that. And then, you know, each property could be different based on how difficult they are to get a hold of, or what the situation is as far as if it's actually junk that some scrappers say is very valuable, but, you know, to most
Right.
people, it's junk. And so then that's a whole, that would be more difficult, but we need to be more careful on
yeah,
things like that. But
we've
this is
seen a
mostly
lot, we've
weeds.
seen a lot worse
Oh, yeah.
than,
Rat harborages.
yeah, that 17 would have come if you'd had rat harbor. I like that.
That gave you some direction then?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think, you know, basically, if I'm understanding correctly, case-by-case basis, this is definitely one that's there, and others, if they come up, you know, we will come here, get the same kind of wording on that particular address, and go from there.
Okay.
I like that yellow Jeep too they got.
Well, that's, yeah, they fought pretty hard when we asked them to move that, that was their baby. I guess that's pretty expensive.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, animal control reclassification.
So as you know, Andy McGraw is retiring from the sheriff's department, been with us for 12 years, and it's going to be tough to replace her. But after reviewing her current salary, she's making $38,900 We want to reclassify that to a deputy position. Starting pay is 37, so it'll still be under my salary line for this year. We would be able to outfit that person with what we have right now, so we're not asking for any extra money there. It would help us on the road, it'd give us another deputy, but it'd help us on the road on investigations. The deputy would be able to submit the charges and be able to make arrests. Right now, Andy's not able to do that, so we would ask that you go ahead and allow us to reclassify that animal control position to a deputy position.
At the 38.9?
No.
You're gonna
37.
go down to 37 with it?
Yeah.
So what we'll end up doing is, we'll probably fill it with one of the, I'm sure one of the jail deputies wanna go to that, and then we would put the $37,000 deputy down into the jail. So we would still say 37,000, and we just move it
Okay.
around a little bit.
Yeah, I know we had talked about it, and remember what you said about which salary or whatever, so
Yeah.
I was just clarifying that, but, yeah, it makes sense, because then you have an extra deputy too.
Yes.
You don't have an extra one, you know the
Yeah.
one that's on, so.
It's gonna be hard, I mean, it's hard to find somebody that had the compassion that Annie did when she was dealing with animal control. It's gonna be, you know, and that's what I tell my staff, we're never gonna find another Annie. We gotta find somebody to go in that position, but we're never gonna find her. She's irreplaceable.
Yeah, I'm fine with the way it talked about it, and
Yeah.
that was a good idea, actually. Kind of surprised me, John.
Sorry. Idea. The only person I didn't get a chance to talk to was Chris. I didn't think you'd check, so.
You talked to me about
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm good.
it, losing it.
Got issues.
Need more hair on your head.
Need a haircut.
I'm good, so
Okay.
we don't need to vote on that or anything, do we? Nope.
No.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay. First reading of budget adjustment number 13.
This is for $48,306. This is for the law enforcement center, or budget, and it is the DSSSF grant. And no action today, just the first reading.
Okay. First reading of budget adjustment number 14.
This is for the $103,483.12. This was the first check that we received on the health department, the roof. So no action today, but I'll bring it back up.
Okay. We're gonna move the Ameren versus Estes State to the end after our closed session, so. CARES funding request from Cole County Schools discussion. I don't know, we're still trying to discover what we need to do to help our schools, and schools are opening fairly quickly, so.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the process going as quick as possible, but right now, we just don't have an answer,
Yeah, so.
so.
Did they submit a list?
I mean, I really think we need to have a list submitted from each school because, I mean, 'cause I think there's different ones that have different requests.
And Chad Suter from Jeff City Schools is working on this. He just said there wasn't any way he could have it ready for this, so.
So are you gonna make them submit a list, or?
I think we'll still have to do an application by application.
Well, I mean, we talked about it yesterday in the meeting about the CARES money too, and just figuring out the process, and are we going to buy equipment and then give it to them, or are we going to have them submit an application for certain things, and then we have to pick and choose if we think it is worthy of the money, or do we give them money per student? I think there's just way too many questions, so there's not a whole lot of discussion we can have on the schools, and unfortunately, that's the answer they're gonna get right now. I think if they need to get their schools opened up, they need to buy whatever they got to buy, and I know it's hard to do for some of the smaller ones especially, but if they gotta get opened up, they're gonna have no answer right now from us. We don't have the process
No.
in line yet, and after the discussion yesterday, we probably have even more questions,
Right.
Yeah.
so. but I know we do wanna help them. so.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not a very good answer, but it's the
No,
only
but
answer we got.
This is,
Yeah.
this is.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I'll reach out to a few of them that have contacted me and just let them know that they need to do what they need to do to get opened up come August. Hopefully, they'll get some reimbursement for some of those items.
When did we set the next meeting for?
Next Monday.
Monday? Okay, thanks.
Yep. Okay, first reading of budget adjustment number 15.
This is for $10,492.54. This is, again, a law enforcement budget, and this was proceeds for a wreck that happened on one of their vehicles.
Okay. Okay. Do we have anything else? I know Adam, is this, no, you just came to,
This came about the animal control and also the information I asked about.
Okay,
Just
okay.
saying hi. I've encouraged with the deputy for the animal control, that should help Centertown. Because Annie was a big resource being local, but deputy being able to take action at the time in some situations might be a much better option, so that's a good move for us, I believe.
Well, Annie's still gonna be is gonna be helping us. She doesn't know that yet, but she's still gonna be helping us. So,
Good, we can chase hogs together again.
yeah.
So when you hand her the retirement certificate, it's gonna have some small writing, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
You
around
gotta
the
watch him.
well, we're gonna try to do that with Larry Benz and Larry Bishop and.
Larry,
Yeah, well, they can't retire.
That's what I told them, but
Yeah.
anyway, it's, okay. You got anything else? Mr. Jeff, you usually have,
No, I'm just worried about Saturday.
Ball game?
Yeah.
Joe's playing too. Joe's playing for the health department. He left, but.
Oh,
so we can come and socially distance and root for you, is that?
it's not gonna be a good week for our healthcare.
Just follow our commission seven.
Just don't run past first.
I'm not gonna run. Unless I have a cheeseburger there, then we might be some running. So, no, it'd be fun. I think they're doing it for a fundraiser for some of the COVID relief stuff, so.
Where is it?
It'd be at Vivian Field, before the Renegades play, so we're gonna play at 7 o'clock, and it'll just be fun. I think there's some firemen and police or sheriffs in it too.
I didn't know anything about it.
Oh,
Is this
To my knowledge,
is this the only Renegades game that they're having this year, or?
no, they've been playing Wednesdays and Saturdays,
No,
and
I didn't know.
a lot of it's intra-squad.
I thought they
Yeah.
had canceled that season, so.
Season's
I
canceled, but
think
they're
the
still
league
trying
did,
to.
yeah,
I
the
see.
league did,
Okay.
but,
Yeah, it was fun. It was a Saturday night, it was pretty
Good.
decent out. Sun went down and it's comfortable.
Good. Okay.
anything else before we go into closed session?
I move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri for legal action sub 1.
Second.
Roll call?
Sam?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.